Lavikka, Senior Scientist from VTT, Technical Research Center of Finland. And thank you for inviting me to present Accord, the third Horizon Europe project today. Are you still up to one? Hopefully. Yeah. Okay, good. So just to give you an overview, what is happening from the Commission side, from the European side. So we are aiming towards sustainable cities and built environment. And we are talking about green transition, EU Green Deal goals, and then all sorts of EU digital initiatives. And all three Horizon projects support this transition. Okay, so the current building permit processes are manual all over to Europe. There are, as the previous presenters already told, some cloud-based systems that you can submit your PDFs, but it's not the way that we want to go forward. And all these projects actually support this transition from manual towards digital, towards automatic. So using as much as possible open BIM and public data and benefiting from the data, making better decisions based on that. Open standards. From the Accord's perspective, we have gathered here 4 theoretical perspectives. So one is built environment semantic modeling. I heard that some of you were in the ontology workshop today. And then there's this digitization of construction regulations. So Accord is also thinking about how can we in the future build our regulations straight to machine readable. So machine readable, but also human interpretable. Then, of course, BIM-based building permitting, so IFC model, and then automated code checking. And this has been the vision of Accord from its birth. So we think that in the future, there should be one single user interface for both the building permit authority and the building permit applicant. And in the background of that system should run various microservices performing you the checks that you want to do. And you are the one making the decisions based on the results. We are building a semantic framework for the European building permitting. We are formalizing processes, as the previous projects also are doing. And then we are integrating already existing microservices in our project. And we will validate our results in 5 European countries, so Finland, Estonia, Germany, UK, and Spain. About our project consortium, the previous one said that 13 is not that much. I don't know if 21 is much, but a lot of coordination it surely is. And we also have actually Building Smart International and Open Geospatial Consortium, but other companies as well. You perhaps notice Solibri, which is maybe one of the most famous ones in this context. But we also have cities, one ministry from Estonia, and associations. Okay, so I thought that since we have been running for 7 months, I could provide you some insights for the results so far. So we have now finalized a state-of-the-art industry survey. It was built on the previous work of Building Smart International Regulatory Room and one UK project. And it focused on understanding the current views on building permitting, how to make it forward, and how to kind of achieve the wider adoption. And we received 472 responses. It was dominated a lot by Italian architects, so please bear that in mind. All right, but what the results say. So people want automation, but they want it so that they can keep an overview of it. So either partial automation or full automation in the next 10 years. As I said, human sign-off is preferred regardless of the level of automation. And the desired outcomes, maybe these are not so surprising, but time savings, increase in certainty, cost savings, increasing awareness of compliance during the design, and then auditability. This is what people want. Then there's also, of course, some obstacles to overcome. So as we have already heard today. So processes differ between countries, but of course, inside countries, between municipalities. There's a lack of digital skills, especially in regulators, but of course, there's a lot of people that we need to educate in order to make this forward. Lack of software tools. In Finland, we have 2 cloud-based systems currently in use, and no standard specification of design documentation. And then the requirements, maybe surprising or not, but standardized submission processes, of course, ability to link B matches, as the previous project says, user-friendly user interfaces, training support, open access to results, and simple, clear processes. So it's quite intuitive, but to make this happen, it's a bit of a challenge. So far, we have also modeled the current as-is building permit processes in our demonstration countries. And what we have been discussing with the partners is that the 2P processes should be IFC-based. Machine-readable regulations should be somewhere in the future, semi-automatic compliance checking, and of course, archival is also very important so that you can use the data again after the permit. Then looking at the stakeholders, with this slide, I want to show you that it's a really complex topic that we are kind of tackling here. So there's a various stakeholders, like looking at the building permit applicant. They need BIM guidelines, of course. For example, in Finland, we have national BIM guidelines. Of course, BIM authoring tools, and those tools should include model checking, of course, and training. Then looking at the control authorities side, tools to check compliance, common compliance, checking procedures between the authorities, and of course, training again. Then what legislators would need in the future is, of course, methods and tools to make these regulations machine readable, and also kind of common understanding on the limit values, of course. And then software providers, they also need something. So guidelines to implement IFC requirements, harmonized requirements. We have been thinking about building smart IDS format to create certain requirements, etc. So various needs and various stakeholders with their own needs. Then, of course, I'm from Finland, so I want to tell you about what is happening currently in Finland, because it's very current at the moment. So we actually just accepted our new Building Act. It will be in effect 2025, and it will require IFC-based building permit. So now stakeholders are they are motivated to learn these issues, let's say so. And we have already national IFC requirement, as I said. This law will also require building LCA, and for that we have national requirements, and we have national emission databases for both buildings and infrastructure. And limit values will follow soon. But I also want to say that it seems that Finland is far away from some countries, but we have worked on this topic for a long time. So let's say the past 15 years or so. And just to provide some examples, so we have thought about this interoperability, information harmonization. We have national information model for zoning plans and building permits, logical data model, vocabularies, enumerations. They all require a lot of work. So it's not just Accord doing this. And then we are also building our new built environment information system that will store these building permits in IFC4 format. So those things are happening, and that was my last slide, so that I keep the time. Thank you so much.